Okay, this is going to be a slightly different video because I'm too lazy to stitch it together in DaVinci Resolve or something. But I'd like to go over the SAM7 side folder follow-up. So let's just look at a couple of pictures here. Here we have the SAM7 on the right. It's an excellent rifle. I purchased it for around $1,700 back in 2020 or so. It came with the side rail attachment that attaches to the rifle body, as well as, or the receiver, as well as like 4 magazines. It has worked excellent. I get just about the same accuracy as I would from my AR-15 on the left here that I built. All in all, I'm very happy with the side folder AK. It is chambered in 7.62 by 39. I considered going 5.45 by 39. However, with the availability of ammo changing, I didn't know if that would remain cheap forever, and sure enough, it didn't. Thanks Biden for issuing a block on all importation of new Russian ammunition, so that's awesome. But I'm glad with it. I went with 7.62 for that reason. It pairs very well with the Aimpoint Pro here that I have on top, as well as the Surefire X300 light that I have also mounted to the front of that. It's kind of a weird spot for a flashlight, but it definitely works well. Let's see. Let's go to the next picture. Not much else I can talk about from this angle. The finish of the gun has been fine. I know people are complaining about the paint of Arsenal factory rifles. However, this one has held up fine. Obviously, it's scratching with the safety selector there, but that's with all AKs. The trigger is supposedly enhanced because this is the SAM7 SF-84E, which is enhanced and with a newer trigger design. It's not as good as my LaRue trigger that I have in the AR-15 above, but it is fine. No complaints really there. The mag well may need to be filed down a little bit on the end closer to the trigger, rather not the end closer to the handguard, but the west end as we're looking at it right now, because none of my new Circle 10 magazines fit in them well. I've opted to shave off just a millimeter of the feed lip paint from the magazines instead of filing off the receiver of the AK. I feel like that's a better option going forward. So all in all, I've had exactly 1 mag fit from the factory without modification, and they are very tight. I don't think I have a picture of the other side, but it is nice. There is a safety selector thumb switch on this style of rifle that allows you to kind of in an AR fashion switch from safe to fire. However, I'd never used that. It's kind of difficult to use my thumb to push that, but it is nice knowing that it's there, especially if you have the side folder closed, which will cover the fire selection. It still works. It's hard to get your hands in there, but in that configuration, when it's folded, definitely easier to use the thumb style safety selector that they've integrated into this rifle. So it's a pretty cool feature, although it doesn't get much use. These are the magazines I'm talking about. It's just the standard Circle 10 Arsenal AK magazines here. I haven't tried any other magazines except for the Arsenal ones, which the 10 rounder that came with the rifle, and I didn't have any problems fitting that one, so they probably make sure that fits from the factory, but these are definitely tight. But that's probably standard. I have no idea. And then to round out this review, I'm trying to think. The AK I took shots with at the top left target. So let's see which one of these is shooting at the top left.
Okay, go.
This was definitely the AR as I was sighting in the rifle. And yes, I need to build a scope mount for this guy. Quite annoying. Okay, let's go to this one. This is again sighting in the AR. Looks like I got it a little more sighted in for this one. Very nice. Okay. So those were those two. I hope I have the top left one filmed, but I guess not. Anyways, you'll see. That was shooting it with buckshot at the very end of the day. So you'll see in the top left, and I apologize if you can't see my cursor, but those are the shots I had with the AK as I was sighting in the Aimpoint Pro mount. This was supported on a folding table while I was seated, so really good conditions. And this was at about 25 yards. I was using Tula bottom of the barrel ammo. It is fine. I should have had a better group than this, but I was working on getting the Aimpoint Pro sighted in again after about a year of non-use, and eventually I sighted it in for 25 yards. I probably should sight that in for a further distance, but we didn't have the length available to us. That was pretty cool. You can see when the buckshot hit and then it falls a second later. Go back, go back, go back, go back. And boom. See the new buckshot pattern. That was fun. Us from the Beretta shotgun. Let's see. Oh, and then here we have myself firing the Arsenal. The sight over bore doesn't seem to be an issue. I have yet to try it at varying distances, but it seems to be all right. Here I'm going to try and bump fire it from my shoulder, which kind of fails. I didn't want to practice it too much because it seems to be wasting a fair amount of ammo for no benefit. Then once I put it down here, I think I get a couple bursts out of it. I'm very fortunate to have this Bureau of Land Management open land that is designated for target shooting and shooting in general. Only 30 minutes from where I live, so I'm thankful to God and the government for that opportunity. Man, so inexperienced with this rifle, but it has been great. Let's see, why don't I show some pistol practice? We'll fit it in here. Very nice. Of course, you can't really see how I'm hitting, but I didn't do too bad. This was at 10 yards. This is with the CZ P10S, the subcompact version, which is more of a compact if you compare it to other compact guns. I'm using the Vetter Light Tuck holster with the Mr. Luntz gun belt, which is a steel-lined, thicker, full-grain leather belt. It works well with this combination, especially right now where, I mean, as I'm filming this, it was 105 degrees. Southern Arizona, it's a good combination. It's a slightly smaller gun, light holster, good belt, pants, full coverage to get the sun off your body. As you could tell, I could probably work on my posture and lean into the recoil instead of away from it. That's why you film these things, I guess. Lock those knees. Not sure what else I can mention about the rifle, except that I'm very pleased with it. I'm kind of upset that I didn't buy a second one in a different color. When I was able to purchase, they had them fully in stock and available from Kvar in sand, plum, and green. I went with black because, I don't know, I was very torn. I would have rather gotten a Krinkov style 545 with an integrated flashlight in the handguard because I thought those looked cool. And I kind of wanted a 545 due to its better terminal ballistics, at least so I think. I don't know that for sure, but I'm very pleased with this one. I guess the only other thing I'd like to mention is takedown is extremely easy. Cleaning is as standard as any other AK. The orange ring on the barrel is from Caveman. It is a silicone color temperature sensitive changing ring that will heat up when the barrel is hot so you don't burn your table or range bag. And that's about it for the follow-up review. The only other video I have on this gun is me bump firing it like 2 years ago, and I just thought I'd put another one out there. No complaints from Arsenal Circle 10. I have their military issue AK. I have their military issue bayonet. I have their military issue magazines. They are excellent quality. I have no complaints. Thank you for watching.